Oh, look at that milk and churn. Look at that.
It's got the actual milk machine on it as well.
Is that actually running on there or something? Oh my God, look at that.
What?
That is unique. I've not seen something like that. You can milk a cow with a tractor. Right, we got a rush trip today. We're doing a bit of a, me and Hazza are off on a vintage expedition. We're going to the Severn Vale Vintage Club's show, which is up near Tewkesbury. We're heading up there this morning, but I've got to be back for milking, and it's about a 45 minutes drive. So we're going to be, I've done the milking already. We're going to go up there, whistle stop tour, come back. I've got to do the milking this afternoon. So what are we hoping to see, Az? I know what you're going to say. Well, how did I guess that? How did I guess it had to be a Ford? Not a Massey?
Well, Massey's second.
Okay, what about a Fiat? Fifth. New Holland.
Well, they're not very
No, not very vintage, are they? They will be soon.
Where's a few?
Okay, John Deere.
No.
No? Is that David Brown?
Probably fourth.
Fourth, okay. Have we got a third? What's in third? He's Massey, Ford, Massey. Third is... You've messed this up, haven't you?
Yeah.
Make something up. Z-Tour.
No.
Said no one ever. Sorry if you got a Z-Tour.
David Brown.
David Brown third, yeah.
And
okay.
Fiat in fourth.
Nice. Fiat and fourth, are you sure about that?
Yeah.
You want to think about that?
And then maybe a Marshall.
Okay, right, we're going to see what we can see. There's vintage stuff there. I'm not exactly sure what they do. We met them, I think we met them at the in Malvern at the tractor event there, Tractor World, didn't we? And they were nice guys, and there was a young lad with his Ford there, wasn't there? We're going to see what's there. 47,000, yeah, we're going to see it. Right, let's crack on. Up to Tewkesbury we go. So we got here just when it's open, so we're super early. Not sure where the entrance is. Is that it over there, where the... I think that's the entrance?
Probably.
Where it says Porsche?
Yeah.
And the exit's probably over there, maybe it goes a different way. The main thing is just don't want to get stuck. The ground's pretty firm actually, it's not too bad. You'll be alright with your dealer boots, Harry.
Yeah.
I think you'll be alright. I got my wellies, but actually, do you know what? I don't think I need them with wellies. And we're early, so we'll beat the crowds. We're leaving early as well, so we'll get back for milking. So we're going to get in, crack on. Come on, Az. Let's go. Hey, it's amazing actually. I thought it'd be really muddy underfoot, but it's all right. So I haven't even put my wellies on. I've got my girly trainers on. Anyway, we're off in. Right, we are in. I think we're here a little bit too early, if I'm honest, because there isn't much here. Well, there is. No, that's not true. There's not much here. There's just not much activity because everyone's flipping. Probably it's Sunday morning. They've had a day yesterday.
Probably still on their way.
Probably still on their way, most people. Most people maybe had a few beers last night if they were staying up here and probably aren't up yet. What I want to find is somewhere to have a burger or something. Because I'm flipping starving. We didn't have any breakfast. I can see all the trucks and stuff. Look.
I've seen a massive Ford.
Look. It's actually really nice. It's really quiet.
Yeah.
Look, let's go and have a look at some of the stuff. Right, I've arrived. Tractors! Look at that. Tractors. Harry. Tractors. Any Fords? Lots. Harry, are you happy?
Yeah.
Good. Ford man here. Right, so I'm at the show. I have actually been given a job. And I'm going to... the guys are behind me that gave me the job. Let me spin it round. Look, here we go. Right, guys, introduce yourselves.
I'm Andrew Walters, club member of Severn Vale Vintage Club.
Right.
In charge of the tractor section this weekend.
Tractors!
At the annual show, Tractors, yeah. We've had a fantastic turnout, nearly 70 tractors here.
Nice.
All makes, models, conditions. So, yeah, really impressed. Really
nice.
Impressed with the way you've been supported.
And your colleague here, you are the chairman, sir, aren't you?
Yeah, for my sins, I am the chairman, Richard. Yeah, so
tell us about the club.
Yeah, we're a small group of enthusiasts, not only for tractors, I have to say, but all sorts of vintage vehicles. Right. So we've got vintage tractors, obviously, HGVs, old cars, motorcycles. So we encompass, a wide range of interests. But as I say, you know, we're a small group of people. We probably number about 30 in total.
Close knit then, you'd say, really?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So what's the show about today then? What have you got here?
So what the show is about today, it's our annual show. So this year it's a new venue for us at Fiddington here near Tewkesbury. And we're very grateful to a gentleman called Alan Davis who's let us have the show here. It's a much bigger show than we previously had. So previously we've been in a small 7-acre show field which we've filled to capacity.
Right.
And we've got a fantastic 25-acre site here now which we've managed to fill as well.
Right.
So as I say, we've got a wide selection of tractors, HGVs, cars, motorcycles, stationary engines, retail outlets, shops, the beer tent, which is also very important to a lot of us because we all like a beer. And as I say, so it's our annual show, and we're just very grateful for you coming here today.
Yeah.
In your capacity.
Right. Let me just tell you something. Right. I didn't know I was doing this. I've been given a clipboard, and what am I judging today?
You are judging the judge's favourite 3 tractors.
Yes. That's a tricky one.
It is. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the shiniest.
No, that's good.
Or the newest, or the oldest. It's whatever you think is your favourite.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Right. So I'm going to go around and look around the tractors. I'll do a little bit of video around them, but I'm not going to, when I'm making decisions and stuff, I'm not going to tell you what I'm choosing. But we'll have a look around. If I got time, I'll go around and see a bit more of the show. Right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Fantastic.
Lovely.
Thank you very much, Richard.
Right. I'm just walking around these. Believe me, this is one of these things where, how on earth do you really choose which is the favourite? Because, to be honest, I take them all home. Can you imagine? There's such a variety here as well, isn't there? Look, even with the guy with the saw on the back, I like that. Look at that. We're just walking down here. I'm really, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a wander round before I actually come back and really have another look. I just want to see what's here because it's kind of, with the number of tractors here, it's quite overwhelming, isn't it? Yeah. And how do you choose which is the judge's favourite tractor, really?
Well, I guess it's just what your favourite tractor is.
Yeah. But no, I quite like a lot of them. Yeah. And then, of course, I got your bias.
Yeah.
It would have to be blue if it was your choice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I already got one.
I'm trying not to be swayed by the Massey Ferguson 35 in my head because you know what I think about 35s. I'll probably marry one day. No, I won't. Right, let's have another wander around here. There's some 35s here. Look at that.
Look at that winch on that.
Oh yeah, that's a beast, isn't it? That is nice. We haven't, I haven't filmed them all actually. That's nice, original. Oh, look at that, milk and churn. Look at that.
It's got the actual milk machine on it as well.
Is that actually running on there or something? Oh my God, look at that.
What?
That is unique. I have not seen something like that. You can milk a cow with a tractor. Flipping heck, Harry, this might be something that I'm interested in as a bit of a contender. It's petrol.
I like it as well.
That is interesting. A 135, crikey. Okay, well, good job. Good. I have to be quiet. Good job. Good job. By the time anyone sees this from the Severn Vale Club, it's already been judged. But I mean, that's going to make me a little bit biased, isn't it? A milk and churn on a tractor. That's amazing. However, there is still plenty of choice. So I'm gonna
show you, Dad.
I'm gonna walk on down and Harry's now taking me.
Well, it's your favourite tractor, isn't it?
Is it? Which one is it? Oh, don't tell me. Oh my goodness, Harry, you're just joking me. There's a 690.
Yeah, that's what.
It's still. I can't believe it's still going.
It's already got a new cab on it.
Wow. If any of you know the story of 690 on our farm, we had a 690. It basically turned into a massive rock box. And we ended up having a second engine on it as well. And by the time it went, it was just horrific. It was just falling apart. But this one actually, this one looks pretty original. I mean,
you can still see if you look here.
Yeah, well, that's where ours rotted there.
Yeah.
Went all around here. We had to have new wings on here. They rotted out. This is all pretty original. I'm surprised. Even at the back, Even at the back, that's pretty original. That's, well, flipping out, whoever owns this, credits to them for keeping it with so much metal on.
Exactly the same way you had, because you had a beacon on the side.
Yeah, that's the magnetic beacon we had.
And you had a bomb for it.
I have to say, I give him a credit for
Keeping it very well.
and he's also got a case of Carling in there, so he knows what he's doing. Well, whoever, right, if you're watching this and you own this 690, you've done incredibly well to keep that cab pretty original, because to be honest, the ones I've seen, they've all rotted to nothing. So that is clever. You've done well. You either dry stored it somewhere and sprayed it with oil, or you've just been very lucky, or it's not the Italian cab that was on a lot of them. Right, let's have a look. McCormick Baylor, look at that.
McCormick International.
Nice. That's a little diddy one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, that is tiny, isn't it?
Very nice. Look at this trailer, so.
That's nice as well. Look at that, it's a hardwood on there. That's a nice bit of timber, isn't it? I wonder what they've used for that. Because this is the problem with these trailers, they tend to rot out. And I'm Marshall trailers, all a sort of teak. That's some sort of teak. Very good. Let's walk on down. Right, I said I'm not actually judging anything yet. I'm going to be judging in a kind of 5-10 minutes. I'm just wandering around to give you an idea of the tractors here, and then I'm going to turn this off and go. Harry? All right?
All right.
Hi, mate.
How are you?
Good, yeah. Are you? You're gonna have to take some pictures for me.
Where's the channel going, Harry?
Oh, he's the famous one, not me.
I know.
Hey, Hazard with the mullet.
Yeah, I see you on there, but I haven't got around to watching you yet.
Oh, he's
Harry?
good. He has a go.
Oh,
There's another Ford over
she's
here.
not connoisseur condition.
Yeah,
told
I'm
you.
not judging it on that. Oh, nice trailer. Granddad's tractor. Nice. It's in tidy nick, isn't it? Wow. You look good now, though, isn't it? I'll ask you about this, even though I'm judging. I'm not going to be swayed by what you tell me. But just tell me about this tractor, Grandad. Hey,
My wife mainly bought it.
Did
in
she?
2012.
Got a good wife who want to buy a tractor.
Well, yeah, it was good. Yeah,
Hey?
yeah. She didn't pay it all, but she paid most of it.
Yeah.
And then, what is it now? 2018. We had a tree fall on it.
ooh,
Luckily,
really?
it came down the side. There,
Wow.
smashed the cab, the wings.
No
did
way.
a lot of damage.
You must have been devastated, weren't you?
I wasn't really, because I wanted to restore it.
Yeah.
I hadn't got
Well,
round
you had
to
no choice then, did you?
Exactly, it forced me
Right.
into it.
Oh, okay. That's
And it
interesting.
was insured as well. So
Wow.
That helped a little bit. As well.
Are you sure you weren't out cutting that tree down?
No.
Hey?
But yeah, at the time, it was a bit disappointing. But,
Yeah.
But with hindsight, it kicked
Right.
me into it really.
Sometimes it's like that, isn't it? It's like that 35 I bought. I was kind of talking about getting a 35, and then fate led me to get it, and now I've got one. But if I hadn't sort of found my dad's, I wouldn't have got a 35 for another couple of years. But it pushed me on. Once I knew my dad's was out there, I was going to buy it and get it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like you with this.
Yeah.
And then once you've done it, you're glad you've done it, haven't you?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then, and you know, it's a good usable tractor, isn't it?
It is still usable.
You
I don't
know?
do a lot with it. I do
Nice.
a little bit of trailer dragging
Yeah.
forward, bit of topping occasionally.
I bet you were hoping to tow people out the showground today, weren't you? It's not wet enough,
No, it's
is
not
it?
wet enough for that. No.
Yeah,
But
no.
just- I wanted something I could use. I didn't
Yeah.
want something that was going to be parked there just for show. I wanted something that
No.
I could use. So I know it's
Yeah.
immaculate, and it never
No,
will
well,
be
look,
immaculate.
do you know what? From my point of view, and I will be judging it on this, sometimes too nice is too.
Yeah.
Is, I'm scared to use it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's my 35 is not about that. I do not ever want it to be look like brand new, because I want to be able to get on it with muddy boots.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
You
that's
know,
the same. Yeah.
I mean, you've got it tidy, mind, haven't you? Look at that.
Nice.
That engine's immaculate, isn't it?
It is, but don't look too close. But the head gasket's seeping.
Oh,
a bit.
well, then.
She's going a little bit porous.
Let's face. Oh yeah, they do that, don't they? The Fords do that a bit.
In an ideal world, we should have done the engine first.
But isn't it always the way, though?
the
Isn't
way
it? There's a
it's
limit
damaged.
on anyone's
That's
ability
it.
and time and money, isn't there?
Cost, really.
I know that.
But
you know,
with
Christ.
the damage being done to it, we had to do
Looks immaculate,
the sort of bodywork first.
Yeah. So tell me, just out of curiosity, the exhaust seems to have like this pattern of. Why do you reckon that is then?
It's the heat.
But why does the heat affect that
when
just
it
there?
was-
Is that
when
the
it-
hottest point?
Yeah, there's a baffle in there,
Right.
and that gets at the hottest point.
Right.
I used to drive years and years ago when I was young. I used to drive a 6.6.
Yeah.
And if you really got it going well at night, it would glow there.
Really?
That would glow orange.
Really?
And you get a little flame at the top
Wow.
of the exhaust.
Oh my God.
When you were going well at night. Well,
Oh,
that was
wow.
working it hard, but
It's interesting, isn't it, just
that's
to
what
see.
that is, yeah.
Wow. So that's the way it was.
It's got a bit warm and the paint's got burnt off.
It's funny actually to see the exhaust on the bonnet like that now, isn't it? Because
they're all on the
nowadays
side.
they're all on the side,
Yeah.
and that's like in the middle of it almost, isn't it? So when you're driving down, I know what it's like though. You
It
get
doesn't
used to
bother
it, don't you?
It doesn't bother you at all.
Yeah. After a while, you don't even notice it, but when you first get in, you think, oh, that's a
Nowadays you
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
because we got where I work, we got a modern TM
Yeah.
as well, which has got the exhaust
Right.
on the side, and you get in there, and you think, oh, there's the exhaust.
I know.
But you get in that, you don't think.
Do you know
it's
what? Actually, if you're fertiliser spreading, that's quite good to
It's quite-
line up.
Yeah, well, it
line
is.
up on something and then
Same when you were
you know?
ploughing, you could do exactly
Yeah.
the same when you were ploughing.
you know, guide it off of almost like a sight on a gun, isn't it?
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, mate, thanks for chatting
Okay,
to you.
all right.
Appreciate that.
Right.
I better gun on round.
Yeah.
Here we go. I've just given him some stickers, and he had a Case Farmer Dan sticker in his cab, which is sort of like gone in the Ford now. So even if you don't win, he's got a Case Farmer Dan sticker. Right, we're going to have a wander around here, the back end. I'm actually going to start judging in a minute rather than just chatting. I could probably just spend all day just stood round by these tractors, to be honest. Harry's taking photos. I left my camera in the car, which is really annoying. God, that one looks like new, doesn't it? That is like new. What reg is that then? Wow.
That would be 90s, 80s.
J, what's that? J reg. I reckon that's about early 90s.
Yeah.
That's 30 years old. That's immaculate, isn't it? Wow.
Someone must have done that
Wow.
recently.
Yeah. Right. I am going to turn this off now, and I'm going to have a wander around and look at some tractors on a what am I looking for scenario rather than a have a chat scenario. Right, back in a bit. Right, just heard my name mentioned over the mics. I've just finished looking at all the tractors. I have made a selection in the top secret thing. I'm not sure whether we're doing it over whether I'm handing the rosettes out there or whether I'm just doing it over the mic. But fantastic! And if you're watching this, you'll know by now whether you've won something or not. If you're watching this, just turning up here, you're a winner anyway in my books. It was really hard to choose, and I'm kind of trying to done a bit of a mixture of choices. But whoever turns up at a show like this and is prepared to sort of take the time and effort to come here and bring their tractors here and show them, fair play to you all. So anyway, I'm going to go on and have a look around the show. Ready to see. We're going to have a look. I'm just going to get my phone from the car and then we'll catch on a bit more. And we're down by the steam engines now. Look at these beautiful things. Look at the steam out of there, proper fired up. And this one here, look at this. That's a little miniature one there, look. I love that. Look at it. Councillor Bully, Heatherway Contractors. Now you control the steam on that. And there's another, I mean, how old are these? Gotta be, look at a beautiful piece of machinery that is. I just absolutely love them. Mr. Tweedy. Look. Is that anything to do with Mr. Tweedy from Cheltenham? Oh, this weather's a bit annoying. Look at that. Absolutely cracking. Needs to be long. Don't worry about the carbon footprint. These are more than paid for themselves regarding carbon, even if they chuck it out the top, because the longevity of them is amazing. So the team there were a bit camera shy. I asked them if they fancied being on YouTube on video about the engine, but they declined, which is a real shame because I think you need to tell people the story behind what you've got here, because not everyone understands it. Anyway, we're moving on now. We're going to go see some other stuff.
Obviously they're there for your viewing pleasure.
Yeah, look at these beauties just coming by. I believe we're going to get a little ride on here, Harry. How about that?
Morning, Seamus. Morning, Sirius.
Let's go and have a look though, first of all. before we go on this, perhaps you can tell me a little bit about your horses and your carriages.
Yeah.
Do you want to come down, or are you?
I better stay with
I'll
the
come up there. How about that? All right. Which is the best place to go?
You can go up and then sit in the front if you
Really? Okay. All right. Wow, this is nice, isn't it? A VIP on here. All right. Before we head off, then. These are yours, are they?
These are ours, mine. This is Seamus on the left, Sirius on the right.
Right. And what breed are they?
They're Clydesdales, registered for Clydesdales.
Right.
The one on the left is 7, the one on the right is 6.
So are these the sort of breeds that were used on farms, or are they always used for carriages, or what?
No, these are working farm horses and delivery horses. So
okay.
Up till about 100 years ago, anything that got delivered in this country, 50% chance it was delivered by one of these.
Was it really?
Yeah.
And so the carriage we're on now, then, what's it? I'll have a film of this when we get off. What is this sort of carriage?
This is a Dutch-built carriage designed to give people rides, which we use to raise the profile of these horses. It's a Demege, which is a high-quality Dutch version. It's got disc brakes, turntable lock.
Oh, I see. You've got proper controls down here, haven't you? No steering wheel though. This is your steering wheel. So these were traditionally, would these pull a plough, or would they not be that?
These would pull a plough.
They would.
These actually work in, they're broken for forestry work, so we pull trees with these. And they're capable of pulling 2 tonnage.
Right, fair play, that's good, isn't it? And I'm going to have to wipe my lens off, it's wet, and you were talking just now before I had to wipe my camera lens. You were saying about hay raking, you've done some hay raking with these?
we were raking with them this year and mowing, and we've also cleared some woodland up at our place in North Gloucestershire.
Wow. So you actually work with these rather than just decorative, come to a show, which is a lovely thing to hear, really, because you worry sometimes that this is just a toy almost, but it's not if you're working with them, is it?
No, we supplement the income with carriage, pleasure drives, trips to the pub for lunch, weddings, funerals. That
Do
sort of
you?
thing, yeah.
Great, this is a nice thing doing a wedding, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, lovely. Right, and this is your son Ben, who I know, I've met before. Ben, all right?
Yeah, good.
Are you following in the family footsteps with this then?
Well, probably. I think if he can ever let go, he might pass on to me one day. But
well, you look like each other, and if you get some glasses and make your hair go a bit grey, and you'll be like almost a double, won't you?
Yeah.
So it's lovely to see you on it. Right, should we head off then?
Of course. Boys, walk on.
Right, lovely. Wow. Oh, you're high up here, aren't you? You've got a lovely view, haven't you?
We have.
How tall are these horses then? I mean, I know they talk about them in hands.
One on the left is 18 hands, one on the right is 17.2.
So out of interest, you'll probably know this, why do they always use the term hand?
Do you know, I honestly don't.
But what is the hand equivalent to? Is that equivalent to
4
a foot?
inches.
4 inches. Oh, it wouldn't be 18 foot high, would they? So a hand is 4 inches, wow. And the harness and stuff, now is that a traditional harness, or is this a show harness? Or
no, this is a traditional working harness.
Right.
It's from Canada.
Is it?
So we exported harness about 200 years ago.
Yeah.
To the Canadians, and now they send it back.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that because
the English don't make it much anymore?
I was going to say, is there can't be that much of a market anywhere in the world for it, I would have thought.
Oh, in America and Canada, there's a big market for it because
the
Amish community.
I was going to just thinking the Amish still do all this, don't they?
The Amish are the biggest makers of harness.
Right.
So,
wow.
So yeah, this comes from Canada.
Does it?
This is designed for pair. If we do single work with them, for example, we've got a rake to rake pasture, we use English harness, which is much heavier.
Right.
Would you like something dramatic, like a bit of cantering or?
Go on then. Oh, I'm a bit scared now. How fast does this go?
Well, let me show you. We'll go on the track that we normally go on.
Right. I'm covering my camera with a board here because I'm worried about the water getting in the camera, so we'll have to see how we go. If it suddenly steams up or something, it's because the wet's got into the camera. Right. Oh, well done. An umbrella. Of course, the view there's two different views to this, isn't there? Up here you get the view across, but when you're stood watching, that's when you really appreciate it as much as anything, isn't it? Yeah. I'll film you walking around when we get off.
Okay, lads, trot on.
Wow, it's flipping out. I can feel this. Whoa!
Walk.
So how long have you been doing this for then?
Well, I've been doing it, I grew up with my dad doing it.
Yeah.
But we've had these two boys for 2 years.
Have you?
And they came from the Beamish Museum before they...
Right. I mean, it's not a cheap hobby, is it? You know,
No, it's not. He's got a harness.
Yeah, so how much
£1,000.
is it? And of course, you know, they cost you something to look after them, even when they're not earning you keep.
He bought a bale of hay in a day.
Right, yeah. So what about shoeing them? How often do you have to shoe them?
Every 6 weeks, and that costs £200 a horse.
Does it? Wow. Significant investment then.
Well done, lad.
So when you hire them for a wedding, at least they're paying for that?
They cover their shoes, yeah.
Right. So I'm just going to... Fair play, these guys deserve a plug, and I was going to ask you, so if someone wanted to say, think about hiring your horses for an event or a wedding or something, where could they go to find you?
We're on Facebook, and it's Cotswolds Carriage Rides. That's Cotswolds plural.
Right. Okay, then, and you can have these magnificent beasts. As a wedding thing, this could be amazing to turn up at the church, or even to go from the church. Wow, love it. I love it. Wonderful. And they've got a lovely smell, haven't they? There's not a nasty smell. It's just sort of like a horsey smell. I like the. Maybe I'm a farmer and I just like that, but I like the horsey smell. I noticed it anyway. But they're so well groomed, aren't they? Do you have to trim them at all, apart from maybe just around the tails or anything? Or?
Yeah, we should trim them around the tails, just thin out the hair.
But is that just a natural hair? Is it like that?
But yeah. We don't do too much. We don't mess around
right.
much, and it looks. We think it looks pretty as it is.
Well, they look lovely. They're a credit to you. Well maintained, lovely animals. So we're just
right.
Oh, I was going to say, how do you train them to turn?
Come round.
Turning a horse. Wow, that's impressive.
Trot on. Okay, lad. Hurry up.
Hey! What do you think, Harry? You are in there? Whoa! If I had the Black Beauty music, I'd put that over it. But I am,
right,
that's copyrighted, so we can't.
Right,
Wonderful.
Well done.
And how do you voice train them then? How do you train the horse?
I wish I could take the credit. These were broken by a gentleman called Jonathan Waterer, Higher Bidicott Farm in Devon. He runs the last English farm.
Right.
It's purely horsepower.
Yeah.
And I would recommend him for anybody who wanted an introduction to heavy horses.
Yeah.
What he doesn't know isn't worth knowing.
Right. Wow. Right, I've jumped out now. I thought we might as well get a lovely view of them from the outside, because you've seen the back of the horses, but actually see them in action going by. There's some speed on that. Wonderful, beautiful, beautiful. Now we're just having a little chat with you off here. You can tell me a little bit more perhaps about the horses and the carriages. I'm just amazed by them, the size of them and everything, isn't it?
Yeah, each one weighs about a ton.
Does it?
Yeah, they're capable of pulling 2 ton each.
Wow.
Registered Clydesdales, in the 1970s there were 72 known Clydesdales.
Is that right? In the world?
In the world. They were almost extinct, critically endangered. They're off that list now because of an intensive breeding program to bring them back.
Wow.
But it's estimated that they were responsible in the 1920s for about 50% of all deliveries in the UK.
Amazing.
And 50% of all farm work.
Yeah, I notice you're wearing this. Why do you wear that?
Well, this is a driver's apron.
Right.
It keeps my legs
just
warm,
keeps you warm.
keeps me dry.
Right.
It's leather, so the water doesn't go through. And this is fairly traditional.
It is, isn't it? Yes. And they're harnessed. And is this any particular colour for a reason, or is this just what you've chosen?
This is our colour.
Yeah.
Red, white, and blue normally.
Right.
But we just red and white today.
Yeah.
The blue's there because of a link to the Guards regiments.
Right.
In the Guards.
Oh, nice.
Blue, red, blue.
Were you lovely?
So that's where that comes from.
And they got their name badges on the front as well. That's really lovely, isn't it?
Serious and shame.
Yeah. So with this sort of harness here, what are these called? Like, these are called hames, aren't they?
That's right.
Don't know. I got some at home actually from the cart horses that used to be on our farm.
Really?
I got a brass pair.
Well, what you would do is you'd hang a nose bag on there.
Right.
You'd go to work for the day, and at lunchtime when you stop, you take the bridle off. Okay. You hang it on that hames, take the nose bag.
Right.
And let him feed.
Wow. Lovely, isn't it? It's absolutely super to see it. It really is. And then you got your carriage here, and this is that like a traditional design? Because it looks quite a new vehicle. Is it new or old?
It's a fairly new vehicle.
Yeah.
It's Dutch because
right.
Really, in terms of European carriages, the Dutch, the Germans, and the Poles are really streets ahead of everybody else.
And why is that then?
Because they enjoy carriage driving.
That's their sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Prince Philip was into carriage driving, wasn't he?
He was, and I mean, I've never done the sort of numbers. I mean, he'd have 6 or 8 in hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, this is a Dutch carriage.
Right.
It's fairly expensive actually to buy new.
Right.
But that's because it's set up with suspension,
it's got disc brakes, which is that's something that's modern and nice, isn't it? And so you can stop.
Importantly, a turntable lock. So
right.
If they were to panic and try and swing round, that can be you can stop that from happening. But a good driver, as Jonathan Water told me, you don't need brakes. If you're a good driver, you shouldn't need brakes. The horses will hold you back when you're going downhill.
Yeah.
And I think he's right. So I think the brakes probably make you lazy.
But good to have.
Yeah.
Good to have.
Comforting.
Brilliant. Well, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for your time. That's brilliant.
Pleasure. Thanks
Lovely.
for taking an interest.
It's brilliant. Royal Crime. There's the police there with their tractor. I realise we are getting a little bit short on time. I'm not going to be able to cover everything that there is to do here, so we'll maybe look at one more thing, and then I don't know whether I'll have time for the cars or all the stuff, because I have got to get back for work. But then that's just unfortunate, isn't it? Nice to see those horses though, wasn't it? Good morning, everyone. So this is I didn't know I was judging until I arrived today, actually, and they sprung it on me. And they gave me the choice of the judge's choice. Now, gave me the option to judge them on the judge's choice. And so I kind of probably didn't judge them in the way that some people would if they were doing a show. I judged them on kind of what I liked, and also some of the connections with me as a farmer, okay? So I'm going to go over to the person who came third, and you might be surprised at this one. So here we are, Mr. Gilder. A 690. Now the question is, why did I choose this 690? You might think it's not particularly interesting tractor, but it is to me, because I used to have one of these, okay? And believe it or not, I used to go hedge trimming with it, just the same as this one here. And I have to say, the reason I really chose this one is I can't believe it hasn't rusted to nothing. Because I used to own one of these, and it was a complete rock box, honestly. And you've managed to keep this. I was just having a little chat with you. Did you stop it disintegrating? I didn't. It just got a good one. You're really lucky, because these cabs, let me tell you this now, are notorious. All around the bottom. It's not too bad there, but all around the doors, the wheel arches disintegrated to nothing, round the back to nothing. And when I subbed it, because I was worried the cab was... It's gone off now. Oh no, it's back. So the fact that it's a survivor, and also still on the hedge trimmer, I thought it deserved to come in third place. So if you'd like to give Mr. Gilder a round of applause, just because he's managed to keep it going. And I think if you're going to be looking at these in the future, I think you'll struggle to find many 690s, because I just don't think there are many survivors. Okay, so well done. She hadn't done 5,000 hours. That's not bad, is it? So there we go, second place. Okay, so I'm going to Max. Okay, Max. So I've met you before, haven't I? And you are a credit to your generation, because there aren't many people out there of your age that are involved in tractors. It was a difficult choice between first and second. I'll come on to why I gave that one first prize in a minute rather than this one. But just, can I ask you, how many hours have you spent restoring this tractor?
Quite a few.
And how old are you?
14.
14. Give them a round of applause, please, because 14 years old to be doing that. I'm sure Dad helped a little bit. Dad probably had the tea cut out the other day or something. But can you just tell me a little bit about this tractor? How did you end up getting involved with it?
We bought it in 2020 from Northern Ireland. He brought it back. We brought it back. Got a bit of help from. Split it in half a couple of times. Serviced it with the gearbox. Then we've also had a few You certainly like your wax, don't you? Just, is there a brand you use to tell anyone who... Chrome Auto Smart, they'll be sponsoring this tractor, I think. Okay, so his second prize, give him a round of applause, please. Okay, so, here we are, Paul Johnson. You are Paul Johnson, aren't you? The Massey 135, I was driving one of these this morning, scraping cow-muck. I love this tractor. It's still very useful on the farm. You'll find so many of these around farmyards. Mostly these days they're relegated to yard scraping or maybe pulling a little trailer or a transport box or something. But they are really useful little tractors. And I really like this because it's still in its working colours, if you like. Yeah. It's very difficult because there's a choice, you know, between yours here that's immaculate, but there's also a kind of lot of love for the ones that you have shown their face and show what, you know, their working colours, if you like. But the reason I chose this one, it had to win really. On the side is this milk churn, and I've used one of those. When my dad had a small parlour, when I was a young lad in the 70s, my dad had a dump bucket like that, and we'd milk the cows. But I've never seen one on the side of a tractor. Now, can you tell me a little bit about that? Because that's incredible.
It's a valve. When I bought the tractor, there was a valve on the side of the inlet manifold, and an old boy came up to me and said, "You know what that's for?" I said, "I haven't got a clue." And that's what it was. He was running a milking machine. So I thought, well, let's get a milking machine and put it on for an exhibit. So that's how I done it.
It's wonderful. If you want to come around and milk my cows this afternoon, I've only got 70 cows, but we'll probably fly through them with the 135 milking machine. And this is the future, ladies and gents. Never mind your robotic parlours. What you want to do is line up about 20 135s and just have all the cows stood by them and milk them with that. That's wonderful. Thank you very much for coming along. You are the first prize, so well done. So give them all a round of applause. They're all wonderful people. And I've nearly finished now, but I would just like to say thank you to all the organisers for doing this. It is incredible. It's wonderful to see. And the other thing as well is that although these are the three winners in the arena, really everyone who turns up here today is a winner in my books, because all those guys who worked on their tractors or their stationary engines or their cars, the passion that you guys put into it is incredible. And I salute you all for taking part in these events. Okay, thank you. Give the awards out. Woo!
Hi. I don't know how much is steamed up on you. I think we're okay. So, did you? Where's Harry? Did you film all that? We given that thing out, Harry?
Yeah.
Oh, you did. Okay. Well, there's a bit there of me talking about who won what, and it was a very difficult choice. And I really meant it when I said everyone's a winner on this, because time doing it is amazing. I should have probably stopped and chatted, interviewed each person that won, but I didn't have the nous to do that. No, but I'm just going to go, we're going to finish up just looking at the vintage tractor and engines, because I haven't got time to do everything, but I'm heading off back to milking in a minute. But we'll just go and have a look, because these guys deserve a little bit of credit. And look at this, how many Lister engines are there? Oh, that's saw bench, look at that. Look at that, Lister. Fair play, look at this. Well, you can put it through the saw bench. This chap are you gonna split one of those? Let's see this, look. Oh yeah, look at that, blimey. Wow. Love that. Oh, mind your fingers. Wow, mind your fingers on that. Very good. What do you think of that, Harry? Good. You want to mind your fingers on that?
Yeah.
Fair play. Right, we're going to walk on down. And that was stationary. What have we got down here? Look at what we got. What do you reckon this is, Harry? Is that, it's like a mill thing, isn't it? 1925 it says on the side there. So I think you put stuff in the hopper at the top, like we used to have one of these and we sold it. Not exactly the same, but similar. It had a wooden top as well to make it a bit wider, and you'd put sort of corn and stuff in and you mill it and it would come out. You can probably see it in there. Yeah, you can. It's there, look. It's basically making cattle feed. So oh look, there is a little bit about it there. It's a Bensall oat roller. There we go. Have you noticed that they got the plastic rat down there? That's good. Yeah. And plenty of rats on any farm. Well, there you go. And a milk gem. We've got one of those in the barn, but ours is sideways on. So, right. We'll just have a. Should we just have a Scooby-Doo walk round by the vintage tractor stroke Land Rovers and stuff, and then we'll go and get your sweets, and then we'll head off. Yeah. All right. Well then, mate. Right, I'm just gonna go. I'm just walking by these cars here. I just stop at this car here, Wolseley. I can remember as a kid seeing quite a few sort of cars like this on the road, and then they've just disappeared over time. But it's a bit of a beast of a car, and I do like them. It's a big, heavy thing. I would have thought to drive. I don't even know whether it had power steering in that era, but what a monster! And then next to it, look at this really vintage and sort of 1920s or 1930 Ford Model AA. Look at that. And of course, next to it is the proper job Land Rovers. And what a wonderful thing is. That's a Fred Didner type one there, isn't it? He had one just the same written up, Fred Didner, still around. Lovely thing. But we're heading back now. There's some stuff going on in the main ring. Look, they've got a lorry in there. Looks like they're towing that one out, hasn't it?
Yeah, couldn't start.
Oh, you're joking?
Yeah.
Oh no, what a way to finish the show.
Yeah, and I got a rosette.
Big American cars behind us. Right, Harry, we got to go and get some sweets, haven't we? We'll get our priorities right. We'll finish up with this show by getting some sweets. We've had a lovely time here, actually. Look out for them next year. Well worth a visit. Fantastic. Right, crack on, everyone. Have a good one. Hope you enjoyed this little mini unscheduled tour around the show.